Hey everybody, I know it's been a long time since I've been here, and obviously you were here before, if you were here before, when I reviewed my Trappist-1 moon phase watch, which I'm still using these things. They're still working great. Haven't had to change the battery in them yet, and hopefully it'll last quite a long time for that. But you know, obviously one of these days I'm going to have to get to that. I wanted to go over, I wanted to show real quick some of these other watches that I have. And I'm only going to go really into detail on one of them. So if you guys want to see any of the others in more detail, you can let me know. And I was going to kind of showcase one other one I got real quick as well. First is like I had found this one watch I'd gotten. It was pre-owned, but in excellent shape. This is a Stuhrling watch. It's an Aviator 3916, I think was the number of it. What struck me about it was because I'm a pilot myself. I'm also a history buff and read a lot of things about World War II and stuff. And obviously this jumped out at me because I thought, you know what? I looked at it. It sure looked like an aircraft dial on a plane. And when I looked, actually, it looks a lot like the altimeter on a P-51 Mustang. Really cool watch. It's a quartz, like I said. It's not running at the moment because I've been kind of lazy about getting a battery for it, so I need to get a hold of one here as soon as I can get it up and running again. Obviously, everything you see that has this kind of off-whitish color actually does glow in the dark, so it's really neat. And I'll go more into detail on this one when I can get a battery in it and get it up and running. Some other watches I got from Stuhrling, because I said I think they're a great company. I believe they're based in the United States. I'm not sure where all the movements are made. I think some of them, I think most of the movements are from Japan. I'm not really positive of that as far as how many of them are or where all they get them from. But they sell watches. If you love quartz watches or automatics, mechanical watches or both, you'll find that their prices are really actually very nice for what they sell. This is another one that I got. I love the dial layout on this. It's got the sun and moon dial on there, obviously, the date. Nice second hand going around. It's beautiful silver, the black band here. This is the Duet. It's a quartz watch again. I love the way they do the engraving on the back. Like I said, I could go into more detail on some of those. The first automatic I got from them was this, the Tesla. Really neat. I love that open window there. You can see inside the mechanics in there. It's got a dual time zone, sun and moon on there, and hands obviously that glow. The watch I'm going to show you now, I don't typically do unboxing videos. I don't know. Some people, I guess, are excited about the unboxing. To me, I kind of skip to the part where they actually get to the watch I wanted to look over. But this is another one I got from Stuhrling. I've had this one already, so I just put it back in the box so you can see the kind of boxing that you actually get, which is really quite nice. They have this tag things they put on there. It's really nice. Certificates in there. There's a cleaning rack. I pull that out to wipe your watch down, and obviously the watch itself. But very nice, solid box, very beautiful. This watch that I got is, as far as I could tell, the only thing they call it is the 464 automatic skeleton watch. And from what I could tell on their website, I think this is the only color scheme it comes in. Most of their other watches you can get with, like the Duet, for instance, you can get it, I believe, with like a gold case and a brown band or something like that. This one here only comes the gold case with they call it alligator embossed leather band. So it is leather, but it's embossed, kind of look like alligator. They did a pretty good job on it. Looks nice. I love this watch a lot. This one here just reminds me of a little old scientific equipment from like the 50s and 60s or something like that. It's very unique to read the time on this, but not difficult. The hour is this silver ring going around here. It actually rotates. The red arrow at the bottom here is indicating the hour. It's pointing to the hour. As you can see, it's just pointing just past the 2. And this bar across here is showing the minutes. Now it's pointing, the longer end of it obviously pointing to the outside ring. The shorter one is pointing the inside ring. So you could read it either way. And as you can see on this thing, it is actually pointing at the 15 on this side and this side. So you can see the outer ring actually goes from 40, 50, 55, 60, then it starts at 5 minutes, 10, 15, and then the inside goes 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and 45. So that's how you read the minutes. Obviously, if the longer hand is up around the top the part of the dial, then you're reading off the top part of the dial for minutes. The other cool thing is your little second hand here. You can see it rotating around on there. It's nice too because a lot of the front of the watch here is open. You can see in there. I love these gold accents on here where they've got their name brand on there. What's also nice is really cool is having this crown at the 2 o'clock position. I think that's really outstanding, seeing that like the 2 or 4 on some watches makes it really neat. The really cool part of this watch, though, let me get my little rag to clean this, is the back side of it. Very nice window you could see on there. And, of course, one of the first things I saw was that rotor. I mean, isn't that cool? It's cut out. It doesn't block the view of the internal, so if you wanted to look at the back side of the watch, you could see all those internals in there, see them running, the escapement turning and everything else. The back of the watch also is very beautifully engraved with their name, the 21 jewels, the type of movement and everything, which it's a Miyota, I believe that's pronounced that way, automatic movement. So it's very nice as long as you're wearing it. It's keeping itself wound very well. It keeps time very well. I haven't had an issue with having to change the time on this watch here. I've had some automatics where, you know, man, they may not be the greatest as far as the movement goes, and, you know, they may gain or lose time faster than normal. And unfortunately, except for the very expensive type of movements, that's what's typical on automatic watches is it's hard to get them to just be just perfect. And there's all kinds of other factors that can affect the movement, automatic movement. I'm sure a lot of you people already know. You know, temperature, humidity can do it. And actually, whether you're wearing it or not, even if I keep winding it every other day or something and I'm not wearing it, that can affect whether it's moving faster or slower. But that's this watch here. And I've found the Stuhrling watches are really nice. I mean, I could find with them a lot of cool watches. That are much more affordable. They even have tourbillons. They have several different versions of those. Now, for me, those are still expensive because they go, I think their cheapest one is somewhere around $800 or $900, I believe, for that watch on their website, which, you know, if you can afford expensive watches, you know, that's probably pretty cheap. But they're very nice looking, and I think some of their tourbillons go up to $1,500 or higher, probably. I'd love to be able to review one of those, but they are far out of my affordability or whatever you want to call it. So, as far as like going back to the Trappist-1 watch, Xeric has, you know, they have their own website. You can go to Xeric.com, which I think just redirects you to watches.com, same company. They've just had another Kickstarter campaign for another Trappist-1 watch, but it's called the Trappist-1, I believe it's the NASA watch. And let me look this up here real quick. It is in commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the Apollo moon landing. And, yeah, they call it the, there's the Xeric Apollo 11 50th anniversary automatic watch. They're still calling it the Trappist-1 watch, in a matter of speaking, because it looks a lot like the others. And they call it the Trappist-1 NASA edition. They had some really cool ones. If you've seen their website, I'd suggest you go to Xeric.com or watches.com. You can look for that, or you can just look up the Xeric Trappist-1 NASA edition watch. They are pre-ordering it now. The Kickstarter campaign has ended. You could still pre-order them for a pretty good discount compared to what they're going to go for. What was unique about their Kickstarter campaign is that it was set some sort of a record, apparently. I think they said most funded campaign for a timepiece on Kickstarter. And what I'm looking at here now, numbers-wise, is You know, they were trying to get up to like $10,000 worth of pledges, and they ended up with 17,974 backers, with a total of $5,405,000, $412, whatever. But it's $5,400,000 for this watch. It is in such demand on Xeric, and especially because it's commemorating the 50th anniversary. They did work with NASA to get approval for doing the watch, and for them to sign off, you know, you can use our logo and everything else like that. Very cool watches. You have to check those out, and they are very nice. And hopefully in December, I've pledged for that one, so I'm getting just the quartz one. They have a quartz version and automatic. With the Trappist-1, as you can see, this only came as a quartz. The newer one they got came in quartz or automatic, and I didn't go for the automatic. I mean, I loved them. They were nice, and I do love mechanical watches. But again, to me, the two things are, number one, automatics aren't always super reliable. I mean, you do have to kind of adjust their times, and it's not a bash against them. I still love them. It's just that, you know, nothing like that's perfect. Even quartz watches can be off, especially if they're cheaply made. But the other thing was the automatic watches that Xeric came out with on this site have tritium tubes on the hands, so you know, they're glowing all the time. They don't have to be exposed to light to glow. And you know, although that's cool, I just didn't like the way the tritium looked on the hands. That's just me. You know, it's a lot of people didn't care or liked it anyways. I didn't. I like and it's hard to see on here how you got these planets on there, just solid. You know, the tritium ones, it's a line that you could definitely see right in the middle of it. So it looks, I don't know, it just kind of looked a little weird to me to some degree. You know, and I would have loved to have been able to get the automatic, but it was significantly more cost to get that than it was for the quartz. But I love the way the quartz look. They're really fantastic looking. They had a lot of different versions. Like I said, check out their website, look them up. And like I said, if you're looking for good timepieces that, you know, you can spend a bit of money, you know, the Stuhrling watches are fantastic. Whether you're getting something like a quartz type of watch, which are beautiful, or if you want an automatic, you want something that's really elegant and really classy kind of watch. The automatics are nice that they sell. They're not terribly pricey, really. I mean, with the coupons and discount things that you could find out there for Stuhrling, you could probably get an automatic for a little under $100, you know, up to $200-300, depending on the style and obviously the features that the watch has and what all it does. So, you know, you guys check that out. So thank you all for watching and tuning in. If you have questions or you want to see any of these other watches more in detail, or if you want to ask me about any others that I may have, I could try to go over those. I do have quite a bit of selection of different watches. I got everything from digital, GPS type watches, a lot of analog type, quartz, automatics, and everything else. Cheap ones, more expensive ones, and everything else. So I'm the kind of person who's like, you know, if I can afford it, you know, yeah, I might get it. But you know, if I could find a similar version of what I like or what I've seen, I may just, you know, buy a cheaper version of it. You know, and take the risk to some degree. And it's just because I do wear my watches a lot, and well, you know, I don't want to get them damaged. You know, some of these here, I'm almost afraid to wear sometimes, unless I'm working in my office or something like that. I may wear it, but anywhere else around the house, I probably don't, because I don't want to get scratched or cracked or anything else like that. So thank you all for tuning in. Talk to you later.